Alright, David Harry here, and in this video I'm going to be testing this 100 watt USB-C charger by Anker, which is one of their Nano series, with the iPhone 16 Pro Max here. Now, rather than just kind of reel off all the specifications for the charger, which you can easily find on the product page for the charger, what I'm going to do is a real world test. So what I done, I let my iPhone 16 Pro Max completely run out of battery, and then I charged it up with this charger. So basically what I've done is to time it to see how much charge the phone gets after 5 minutes, and then every 10 minutes after that until it reaches 100% full charge. Now, for anybody who does not have the time to watch through the testing part of the video, there will be a chapter taking you straight to the results. Now, just quickly, I have found this really awesome case for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. It's basically like a really hefty case, offers the iPhone tons of protection, but also on the back here it has got like a metal door for protecting the lenses, and actually the door also acts like a stand as well, so you can kind of put your iPhone down on the table and watch videos and stuff like that. Now, it is quite a chunky case, however this is definitely something that you wouldn't be looking for if you're looking for like a minimalist case for your iPhone. But if you kind of prize, like, you know, protection overall and especially to the lenses, this is an awesome case. It is also MagSafe compatible, and I've also got a tempered glass screen protector on my iPhone, and it fits in the case properly. Now, this is not a review. I just thought I would mention this quickly in case anybody noticed it. There will be a link to this in the video description below, but I will do a video about the actual case really soon. I can't remember who the manufacturer is or anything, but there will be a link to it in the video description below. Okay, so to start off with then, I'm just going to show you some of the sides on the box, and as I've already said, I'm not going to just go running through specifications which are easily available on the product page anyway, but for any of this stuff that you're interested in here, just pause the video and have a read and then move on at your own leisure. Now, just quickly looking at the contents of the box, and it's worth mentioning here that everything is packaged really well inside the box. So we've got the tray there that everything fits into inside the box. Now, there is the power supply. I will do a quick close-up on that shortly, and here we have got a high current capable USB-C to USB-C cable. Now, that cable on my measurements is around 180 centimeters long, which is around or just under 6 foot long, so I'm guessing it's a 6-foot cable. And then what we have here is a quick start guide. Right, I'm just going to quickly show you the power supply here. Let me just take the protective wrapping off, and hopefully this is going to go in focus. Now, on the back here we have got a single USB-C port, so this is obviously just designed for one device and to give that one device up to 100 watts worth of charging power. Now, I have to say immediately, this thing, not only is it really small for a 100 watt power supply, you can actually feel some heft in it as well. So I'm going to imagine that this has got some really good components inside of it. And just for good measure, there's the specifications printed on the power supply. So once again, just pause the video, read through that stuff if you need to, and then move on at your own leisure. Okay, so what you can see here is a completely unnecessary power extender for this particular test. I just couldn't find one of my small ones to put on the table. However, I'm putting it in the shot just so you can see everything happening in real time, and you know that the actual USB power supply is being plugged into this. Now, it might be slightly out of focus, but that's only because I've got focus down on the table for the iPhones. Now, if you give me a second, so there's both ends of the USB cable there, so I'm going to pop one end into the charger. Like I said, it'll be slightly out of focus, but this is just so you can see what's going on, and then I will plug the charger into there. Now, I need to just, hold on, I need to just move this slightly out of frame because that's consuming a lot of the frame there. Don't want to leave that in. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, let me just put the power cable down there. If I got all kinds of rubbish on the table now, what it is, that's being outside, obviously, in grass and soil and stuff. Okay, so let me put these on here, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just pop the other end, obviously, of the USB-C cable into the iPhone 16 Pro Max here, and then hit start on the actual iPhone 15 Pro Max's stopwatch. So if you give us a moment, let me just pop that in there. I'll hit start. Now I'm just going to wait a moment. There we go. So we are now going to start seeing that it's going onto the indicator now for the battery charging. So what I'm going to do then, as I've already explained on the intro, is to speed through this, but all the while you can see what's going on here with the stopwatch. And then what I'm going to do is stop the stopwatch at the first 5-minute mark and then every 10 minutes at that. And let's see what's going on here with the iPhone 16 Pro Max when I do that. Okay, so I'm going to come back in here and get ready just to see what's going on at the 5-minute marker here. So give us a sec. Okay, so there's 5 minutes and we are at 9% charge after 5 minutes. Now, I've just got to warn you about something here. What it is, I wear my microphone on top of my head when I do my voiceover for this stuff. Now, I can't afford to be sitting at the table here for this entire test because my microphone's on a relatively short cable to the phone, and obviously I'm tethered to the phone with the mic. So what I'm going to have to do is to move the microphone. Now, you might see the camera wobble a bit. You'll still see what's going on in the frame, but the camera might wobble as I have to change the position of the microphone onto a boom. Now, the other thing as well here, I'm not entirely sure how long this test will last for, and unfortunately the batteries on the ZV-1 that I'm recording on here are not really like that long. So what I'm going to have to do is do a battery swap at some point, so there will be a slight jump cut in the video, however, or when that happens. However, what you will notice though is the timer here is going to be consistent, so you obviously know that this was all done in, like, you know, one session, as it were. However, I may have to change the battery on the ZV-1. Anyway, let me just fast forward through now to the 10-minute marker. Okay, I'm going to come back in here and get ready to see what's going on at the 10-minute marker. If you give us a moment, hold on. Boom, okay. So we're at 17% charged here at 10 minutes. So let me move on to the next marker, which will be 20 minutes. Actually, I'm just going to jump in here to do a battery change on the camera. It is already saying it is on, like, you know, low battery. However, I don't think I had this battery that's in it fully charged before it went in. So that was a bit of an error on my part. Anyway, I'm going to, like, do a jump cut here to put the battery in. But you will still see, like, you know, this counting up and stuff when I come back with the fresh battery in. Okay, so I've got my fresh battery in now. Let me just see if I can get a bit the focus done properly on the timer there. Give us a moment. What it is, I'm trying to do this whilst talking and concentrating, and hold on, wait there. Oh wait, have I gone past it? There we go. Do you know what? That's going to be good enough for the focus there. Anyway, I will continue the record. I will continue to fast forward now. Okay, so once again, I'm just going to jump in here and let's see what's going on at the 20-minute mark. Give us a second. Boom. Okay, so 37% charged at 20 minutes. Now, unfortunately, it looks like I may run out of SD card space during this test. So once again, I'm just going to have to break into the recording here just to swap over the SD card. But once again, we will see the counter here catch back up anyway when I come back in with the edit. Okay, so I'm going to come back in here again. Let's see what's going on at the 30-minute mark, and boom, there we go. So we are 53% charged at the 30-minute mark there. So basically what that's telling us is that it is going to take just under 30 minutes to get to a 50% charge. So let me just carry on speeding through here and I will see where we're at the 40-minute mark. Okay, so I'm going to come back in here for the 40-minute mark. Let's see what's going on. Hold on. There we go. So we are at 65% at 40 minutes. Okay, now what it is, I'm running out of battery again, I think, so I'm going to have to do another battery swap. Seriously, these ZV-1s are actually really bad for the battery. However, I suppose in its defense, it is a small camera with a small battery, and I am recording in 4K as well. Okay, so I'm just going to come back in again, getting ready for the 15-minute mark here. So there we go. So at 15 minutes, we are 75% charged. Now, just quickly, if anybody is thinking to themselves, why don't I just put the ZV-1 on some kind of direct power in order to be able to do these long recordings? The problem is that when I put my external microphones into the ZV-1 and I do any type of other power arrangement on it, I get ground loops, which basically causes buzzes on the microphone. So this whole thing about having to swap out the batteries is unfortunately necessary. Anyway, let me continue on to the hour mark. Okay, right, I'm late getting in there. Just give us a sec. On the hour mark or just after it, we are on 81%. I'm sorry, I missed that by a few seconds. What it is, I've got really distracted. I'm watching an episode of The Venture Brothers on my iPad, so sorry about that. Anyway, let's see what happens in the next 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to come back in here for the 70-minute mark, and if you give us a moment, hold on, there we go, and we are at 88%. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go through to the next 10-minute mark. However, I might just start tapping into the phone here just to see if this is going to increase any faster or anything to hit the 100%. By the looks of it, it probably won't hit 100% in another 10 minutes time, but it might do so. I will check that anyway, and if it does, I will break back into the recording. Okay, so I'm just going to come back in here for the 80-minute mark. If you give us a second. And there we go. So 92% charged. Now, I'm going to do the next 10 minutes here. However, I've got a feeling that this is just going to go like a lot slower now anyway. But let's just see what goes on. Again, I'll kind of like, click through it as it's fast forwarding for you. And if it does hit 100, then I'll just break into the recording at that point and slow it down, and let's have a look at it. Also as well, I've been doing some stuff here with this thermometer. Now, I don't know if it's going to be in focus, but if I just show you here, hold on. As we can see, that's on 26.5.6 Celsius in that mark there at that end of the phone. And then down here, it's on around 26.54, something like that. So the front of the phone there most certainly isn't heating up badly or anything. I'm not going to test the back of the phone right now because obviously I don't want to interfere with the cable and stuff. However, what I will do is after I've done the test, I will measure the temperature of the phone at that point anyway. Okay, I'm just going to come back in here for the 90-minute mark and let's see what is going on here. Let's go now. Okay, so we're on 95% charge there. Okay, I'll do another 10 minutes and like I say, I'll kind of test it as well just in case it gets to the 100 within the next 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to come back in here for the 100-minute mark, and we're nearly there. Let's see. So, boom. Okay, that's 97% there. So I'm going to carry on for another 10 minutes. Hopefully this is going to get to 100% within the next 10 minutes. Like I say, I'll keep tapping the power button there or the on button. And if it hits 100, we'll try and get the exact timing for it. Okay, I'm going to come back in here for the 110 minutes mark and let's see what's going on. Okay, it is on 98%. Now I'll just carry on for the next 10 minutes and I will keep on tapping on that power button there just to see if it does hit the 100% mark. Okay, so I'm coming in at 117 minutes. As we just seen there, that's when it hit 100%. So 117 minutes for 100%. Let me just verify that again. Let me just tap the button. As we will see, 100% charged there. Now what I'm going to do here, let me just put this phone just up here for a second. I'm just going to take the phone out of the case. In fact, you know what? This phone feels really cool. Let me just do this a second. Hold on. I'm probably not doing this right, although give us a second. Okay, so I'm just going to measure the temperature on the back of the phone. And don't forget, it did have a case on, but it wasn't a heavy case. But nonetheless, the phone hasn't actually heated up that much. Now, hopefully we can see, you know, the reading there. That's 25 degrees Celsius. So let me just go over the phone in a few places there. Again, around 25. Let me come down here. And again, just under 25 degrees Celsius. So the phone just has not heated up at all. Now, as far as the front of the phone is concerned, this is not going to be an issue either. So let me just try this. There we go. So 24. So the front of the phone's even, or the screen, like, is actually cooler anyway. So as you can see there, no issues whatsoever with temperatures. Now let me just get on to an end summary. Actually, just something else quick here. As we can see, battery health is normal, maximum capacity 100%, and it's only been cycled around 10 times for the charge count and stuff. So obviously all that stuff is well within what you'd expect it to be, because the phone is basically brand new. Okay, so as far as the results are concerned then, after 5 minutes there was a 9% charge, 10 minutes 17% charge, 20 minutes 37% charge, 30 minutes 53% charge, 40 minutes 65% charge, 50 minutes 75% charge, 60 minutes 81% charge, 70 minutes 88% charge, 80 minutes 92% charge, 90 minutes 95% charge, 100 minutes 97% charge, 110 minutes 98% charge, and then finally after 117 minutes we got a 100% charge on the phone. Okay, so to an end summary then. Now the first thing that I have got to say is that those results there seem like a real mixed bag to me, because the iPhone seemed to be charging like quite quickly at the start of the charging, but then it took ages after that to get to 100%. So we were basically just under 30 minutes to get to the 50% charge mark, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I actually don't charge my iPhones usually with USB power supplies. I normally have mine charging on wireless chargers, so I'm not really familiar with what the speeds are supposed to be. But like 50% in under 30 minutes, I think that's probably okay for an iPhone, or at least an iPhone 16 Pro Max. However, the length of time that it took then to get up to 100% was absolutely ridiculous. It was basically 2 hours. Now, is that an indication that this particular power supply and the type fast charging that it uses is not compatible with the iPhone? Or is this just indicative of the way that the iPhone actually does charge regardless of the power supply that's used? Now, just to reiterate the point again, I simply don't have any meaningful experience with charging iPhones using, like, you know, a wired connection to a USB power supply. Like I said before, I'm normally doing wireless charging. However, there are going to be a lot of people out there who obviously do charge their iPhones via cable and USB. So basically, yeah, let us know in the comments what you think of those numbers there, and does it suggest that maybe, although this is a really good power supply, and I know it is because it charges my S24 Ultra really quickly, so maybe it's the power supply that is not compatible with the iPhone, or maybe it is just indicative of the way that the iPhone charge cycle actually works. I don't know. Now, just before I get off, I just want to quickly mention another product that I've got here by Anker, and this is really cool. It is a MagSafe compatible SD card reader, which works with any iPhone 15 or any iPhone 16. So basically, it's just a USB-C card reader, which is like, you know, got a magnetic ring on the back, which connects to the phone. So literally, you just plug it in as you would do any other USB-C device into your phone, and then the actual reader just magnetically sticks to the back of your phone, or in this instance the back of the case that I'm on here. Now the actual back of the reader is also magnetic, and then that just pops off. Then you just put your SD cards in there and then put the lid back on magnetically. It's really super easy to use. However, it is also very useful. Now I will be doing a video about that soon as well, so keep an eye on the channel for that. Anyways, there will be product links to everything used in this video in the video description below. If you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up, and a sub to the channel will be absolutely tremendous. I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.